Wherever I was, secondary school don't perform well. Yeah, they don't. Private secondary schools, no. That was a no-go zone because you will attract crooks, children who are actually disobedient, who are rude, indisciplined. That one you not go anywhere.
That's a variable when starting a school.
Yeah. Yes,
You don't just...
it depends on the area, the region. There are places you can start a secondary school or a senior school and you will get clients. But there are areas when you study, no.
Hey wadau manzi, our guest for this episode, Chacha Nyaigoti Bichang'a, was character developed financially into writing one of the best books about money.
Our money is hers, but the money is for the entire family. A very misleading, and they actually enslaves the man, even when the salaries are her and the difference is negligible. So you'll find...
Now, it's my submission from observation that there's nothing Kenyan banks love more than teachers and the policemen. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Even insurance companies nowadays also love them.
I love teachers.
Yes, but the teachers initially never used to take insurance. But
you also write about that?
Yes, I've written about it.
It's common knowledge. Some teachers have money, some don't. Those who have, wanatoanga pesa wapi?
Pesa zinanyongwa, kunyongwa. Mpaka huyu mwalimu hawezi pumua. Sasa huyu mwalimu anaenda darasani kufunza nini? He's not motivated. Yes,
it's only mathematics teachers ndio wanalipangwa pesa yao. It's only mathematics teachers who get their money because...
Where you get that one from?
I'm your host, Dr. Kingori, and here's another reason to stay subscribed to our channel. Kama uja subscribe, this right here is another reason to hit subscribe and turn on the notifications bell. Kabla tuingie kwa episode wadau, unajua na sisi wote tunajua, huwezi ongelea biashara na ukose kuongelea pesa. Can never happen and will never happen. Na ikifika kwa biashara pia, as in, ile place watu sema, when the rubber meets the road kwa biashara, hauwezi ona pesa yako without a proper accounting system. Unajua, the other day we had an episode featuring Murara Kebas. Wakasema, he used to wake up to his furniture shop. Anaona vitu ziko busy, itisha hii, itisha ile, but the money is nowhere to be seen. Guess what? Odoo can solve that. Odoo has a world-class accounting system for your business, whether you are starting out or you're a blue-chip company. And guess what? You can actually get it for free. I'll tell you how after I explain to you what it can do. The Odoo accounting app gives you live dashboards and real-time reports. Ikifika ni profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow, budgets versus actuals, and this goes a long way to inform smart decisions and in a timely manner. The Odoo accounting app allows you to set up analytic accounting with hierarchies for cost centers, be it for specific projects or department. This allows granular performance analysis across your organization. Unaweza pia manage budgets zako by department or project, compare actuals versus forecasts, and adjust projections with live financial data to control overspending and resource allocation. Very important. Na bado, you can upload your bills and invoices as PDFs, and then the Odoo AI-powered accounting will read them accurately and then enter them into your system. Now, what do I mean you can get this app for free? I mean exactly that. If you choose the Odoo accounting app as your first application on Odoo, you get it free for life, and that includes hosting and support. You can try it out for yourself. Link ndio tumekuwekea kwa description ya hii video. Now get this, Odoo is a world-leading platform with all the applications you need for the daily smooth running of your business operations. Ikwe ni HR, ikwe ni accounting, ikwe ni inventory, sales, manufacturing, you name it, Odoo wako nayo. And here's the best part, you have everything under one roof, all interconnected, but they can function independently. Any of those apps that I've mentioned, if you choose as the first one, yoyote utachagua kama yako ya kwanza, you get it free for life, and that includes hosting and support. But as your business grows, you can add more apps and at an affordable price. How about you check the system out for yourself? Link tumekuwekea hapa kwa description ya hii video. Sibaki nyuma, weka busy yako in order na Odoo. The first line of thought that I would like us to explore na wewe ni something a friend of mine told me. I'll not mention the bank. He used to work for a bank. And then he told me that for the bank, they had a concept called locking a customer. Locking a customer would mean when TSC employs teachers heavy, they were being deployed to mashinani areas because they want to go get the teacher before they get their first salary and offer them loans, be it a car loan and nini. And when he explained it to me, he told me that when a teacher gets offered a car loan, and that bites a chunk of a bit of your salary, because you think, let's say, for example, the installment on the car is 24,000, it's 35,000. You think that's all of it. So when you buy the car on your salary, probably you don't have more responsibilities, then they come, unagundua inataka mafuta, it needs servicing. So now it eats into your other budgets for other things, right? And then you get into something called a salary advance. Na ukiingia hapo, you never come out till retirement. As a teacher, as a career teacher, please, how true is this concept?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kingori, first of all, for inviting me to this wonderful podcast.
Karibu.
It is a pleasure meeting here and having this wonderful conversation about money.
Yes.
As we say that money is the number one cause of conflicts.
Yes.
But in Kenya, particularly in actually even Africa, in the West it is a depression, but in Kenya it is money. And you wonder why should money be the number one cause of conflicts in families, in relationships, in institutions. Even as a government, the government of Kenya has a lot of financial problems. Well, let's come to the basics. You have talked of a bank. Once they get a hold of a teacher who is newly employed, they have a concept you call locking that teacher for good. How do they lock that newly employed teacher? By giving him a loan. And actually, this is an experience I've seen. I'm a teacher by profession. I've seen teachers, the moment they are employed, there is this yellow kind of lifestyle. You only live once. That kind of facade created by the social media celebs, by the advertising industry, by the media, the society in general. So they want to be part of the show. So that teacher, when he goes for a loan, and let's say the first thing he thinks, get a car, okay? That is a flash, a car, may not be considered as an asset, because an asset here, we are saying something that generates income. A car is good, but it can be obtained later once you have invested and gotten some income streams. So this teacher, again, to maintain the car and so on, and has taken a loan list of 5 years, this teacher would be forced to go for some advance loans, maybe to maintain the car in case of breakdown and so on. And that teacher enters into what we call a vicious circle of bad debts, underlying bad debts. Well, debts are good, loans are good, but there has to be a distinction between a good debt and a bad debt. A good debt is that repays itself. Where you invest the money, you are able to get something to repay the money. A bad debt entirely, you have to go to another source to pay it. Like now, a teacher uses the salary to pay for, they say, the car loan, because the car is not able to generate. The car can generate if it is maybe doing some business, maybe cab business, taxi, and so on. Maybe some carpooling whereby people can pull money together and pay for the fuel. You see? So that when a teacher is starting on the wrong footing. And to get out of that, that's now the trap of debt, accompanied by the shame of debt later on. When the teacher finds he has worked 5, 10 years, 15 years, no change in lifestyle. Nothing has changed. And now that teacher would be easily depressed. That is the problem. And the banks, loans are assets to the banks because they are getting money from they're generating. The interest is actually what makes money for the banks. But for the teacher, it's a show.
I also have a submission that hii kitu unasema like a car can be an asset as a taxi. It is my submission that that's also partly a misleading concept for people because for the people I've spoken to who are in the taxi business, this involves side hustles in Kenya are a very tricky area to go into because this involves you employing someone else because as a teacher, you're full-time on the job, right?
Yes.
the loan is not stopping.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And employing someone else,
Yes.
I'm yet to see someone who's been profitable in the
Yes.
taxi business
Yeah.
by employing someone else.
Yeah, you have indeed introduced another critical aspect of it. We are not saying that now this teacher, maybe the taxi business should be maybe the most profitable it should start. We're just giving an example
Yes,
for that
yes, yes.
time. Because now you look at this teacher one, maybe lacking some basics one. Does the teacher have some basic knowledge on personal financial management? That is critical. You know, you are as good as actually the mind, the sum total of the beliefs, the values that are ingrained on your mindset. So this teacher now, the first thing that maybe one ought to do is to invest in himself or herself first, right? Not to invest in some ventures that one hardly knows much about. So the first thing is actually to relax. Play the ball and learn the rules of the game. That is where we miss it, as I said, because of the fear of missing out. You only live once. So when you start chasing the lifestyle, the showpiece kind of lifestyle, that is where now we miss out.
Okay. For the teachers, you write in this book about how, in your observation, how teachers over a period of time, they get set up to a rigid lifestyle because of the environment.
Oh, yeah.
Like the ecosystem
Yes.
of a teacher.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, and I think you lay it out in such a way that, tuseme, like teachers target buying a plot of land
Yeah.
and building.
Yes.
How retrogressive is this concept?
Really, you brought it well. You know, we are the sum total of our childhood upbringing, our experiences, our beliefs that have been formed over time. And we are a sum total of our surrounding, of our environment, the people we associate with, right from family level to our workplace. And as such, there is the concept of monkey see, monkey do. Yeah, monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
Teachers, and being one of the teachers, actually, there's that hard mentality, following others. Like now you see those who have been in there, what is the first investment they do? They buy, let's say, a piece of land, a plot, and they build a house. New teachers coming in, they follow the concept. That concept, monkey see, monkey do. And you see that it now becomes the trend. And that kind of ecosystem really shapes the beliefs. And it is up to now, up to the teacher himself, up to the individual to make a deliberate decision not to follow others, going against the grain, something that's very difficult to do.
What does that mean?
That means that now you should not actually follow people just because they are doing or investing in a certain way. And I would say that actually, having worked with I've taught for over 20 years, having worked with the Teacher Service Commission for 13 good years, I've been in a staff room where most of the key subject we talk about is the principal, how he's mean, how he's disturbing others, and so on. The deputy, how he keeps on reporting the teachers, and so on. You know, you are tied in kind of a hole. Not easy to get out of it. And not many new ideas are generated there, especially beyond the professional work. But beyond that, like now investment and saving, actually you will find not much. Yeah, that is why you find that ecosystem really, in a way, hinders that personal growth. Remember, under the education system, we say it is rigged from the outset. The education system, we are told actually from our parents used to tell, work hard, go to school, work hard, get good grades, get good jobs. But after you have gotten a good job, are we told what you should do with that? Even the money we earn. That is where now the real challenge gets in.
The advice stops at get a good job.
Yes, it's like when you get a good job, that's a well-paying job, it means now you've made a major breakthrough. But that's not the case. As it is said, nobody has ever become wealthy or rich by getting employed. So even the teachers are a product of the society. The society are bringing right from childhood because the culture around there. But one thing I want to appreciate that kind of ecosystem, teachers have a very good saving culture, nurtured by the teacher-based SACCOs. We have, like a good example is the Mwalimu National SACCO. I've been a member of that for quite a number of years. Even now I'm one. So the saving there that it helps them actually to leverage one, to get affordable credit, yeah, much cheaper than what the banks give. Two, if you save some good money, you're able to get the dividends at the end of the year, and these dividends come in handy, especially even paying for fees if you have saved for a good amount of money. And there are other products that are actually given. This culture, teachers are people, they don't earn much, but the little money that they use, they leverage it because that's what says it doesn't matter how much you earn, but how much you are able to use the little you have to make much more. So that kind of ecosystem, well, if we talk from the teacher side, well, there is also enabling to some extent.
Okay. So, so there's banks love, and I think I can qualify this statement based on how it was qualified to me, and it made sense.
Yes.
Banks love teachers and the police. Teachers and the police.
Yes.
So now I used to beat myself up. I called myself for a meeting when myself and a friend of mine, Captain Otoyo, people know him. We did the math at some point, and at around 24, 25, I had, at that age, my salary would match up to what I imagine a high school principal would get. But then the idea of a high school principal already has a house, a very decent house. They have a car and everything. As per the programming of us, as the programming we've received on what financial success is.
Yes.
At that time, I'm looking at myself. I don't have the things a high school principal has. So there are two explanations. Access to good loans by virtue of the fact that banks love teachers and the police, or loopholes za kutengeneza extra beyond the salary are there. Is that a correct way of thinking?
That the banks love it, yes. You could say yes and no. Well, banks love teachers, particularly because of that, the pay slip and the teachers they are able to get. That is security. And nowadays, the teachers they are able to get are those who are near employed, who have not saved in a SACCO. Who see like saving, it is boring, takes time. For you to save in a SACCO and qualify for a loan, you have to take at least 6 months, and you have to put in a lot of money. So this may be the young ones, the youngsters, the millennials would go for cheap credit that within a short period of time. That's why mobile money lenders, which are predatory, are making a lot of money. So we'll say banks, well, they are able to cash in on these newly employed staff who are largely ignorant. And particularly, that is why I've written a book, Master Your Money, for youngsters in their 20s and 30s, because they needed this knowledge. But we would say, when I used to enter the teaching fraternity in early 2000, banks were not making a lot of money from teachers. The SACCO was the in thing, right? Like for me to get the first loan, I had taken over 3 years saving in the SACCO. 3 or 4 years, yeah? My first loan. And for the rest of my life, I've taken loans from the SACCO. That's the Mwalimu National SACCO. Because they have all kinds of credit. The cheap and also expensive are all guaranteed. And therefore, I would not advise any employee, if there are these SACCOs within the sector that one is working, better build. Because the loans you take from the SACCO, the money that is generated comes back through the actually dividends. Yeah. Okay. But banks, you are invested, there's nothing you get in return. So it is good to build the SACCOs, the chamas. Yeah, that is actually the good thing. So we say banks, well, it is nowadays that they have started making inroads, but during my days, they were not making inroads because there were systems, and the teachers we found there could even give us that orientation that, well, you need to save in a SACCO. We used to have education days, which are currently there. I also keep tabs with those. Most of my friends who are now principals, deputy principals in school, the one I used to teach with, they are telling me there is a problem with the young teachers. I'm a friend to some who are even corporate officials from wherever I come. Yeah, I like even union politics and I keep tabs. They tell me, they even invite me to come and talk to the teachers because they see a big problem. There's a mismatch between those teachers who have been there for long and those who are newly employed. Yeah, that is how now banks are coming in.
So now I'm a big advocate for Nation SACCO, by the way. Been a member for 11 years now.
Yeah.
But my philosophy on how you can benefit from the SACCO is different.
Yes.
But that's a story for another day. Kuna vitu umesema ukienda, I've taken note, but I think it's the best time to bring this up. What is your money story? You've written in my account the best money book, a book on personal finance by a Kenyan author. I stand by that because I've not seen another one yet. Kama kuna ingine niambieni. But then now, in principle, what is your money story? Like, did you benefit from your first loan?
Well, before I answer that question, let me first appreciate the kind remark you made about the book.
Thank you.
Just briefly, that book I didn't write it just for the sake of writing. I wrote it out of my personal experience and the realization that this knowledge about money is not taught in school. And I wrote it out of one great book that I told you about, The Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that I came across around September 2013.
That I have questions about. But
yes, yeah. And actually, I've outgrown it, of course. I've outgrown that. The concept is there. And because of personal experiences, the challenge I had when I started getting my first salary and so on, I learned something that, well, it doesn't matter how much you earn. What matters is how much you are able to utilize in saving and investing, right? And with that, that book was born.
How
5 years after
that?
Acquiring some deliberate personal financial education trainings and so on.
What
and
happens?
When talking with the people, they challenged me. I never had intention of writing. I
What
would say I
happens
wasn't
before?
born to be an author. But
hapo tumeenda mbele. Hii 5 years ndio kuna nyama kwanza.
Yes,
What
yes.
happens hapa hii 5 years ndio useme someone challenges you to financially.
Yes, it came out of a deliberate decision based on the challenge I was having with the money. And I started reading articles in The Nation. You said work with The Nation, the Saturday Nation magazine. Particularly, I used to love reading Washington Nduato Manga's articles. I used to cut and keep. And later on, I learned the importance of investing in training. And then I undertook the training and started reading widely, so many other books and so on. And by then, there were no books by Kenyan authors, by the way. If there were, some of the books on personal finance came much later. So even this is among the first one authored in the year 2020. So
Washington
we come to the question.
Centonomy are actually doing a great job
Yes.
on personal finance.
Yes.
But sasa hapa kwa 5 years
And we are
before you meet
marketing her for
Washington
free.
Duati. No, she's a friend of the show.
Yeah, okay, that is good. I also love her. For the
We were setting up a show with her. She was not available. So she referred us to her CEO. And the CEO was Centonomy.
Yes.
And he came here, Waithaka Gatumia.
Oh.
And it was one of the best episodes we've done.
Okay. Yes.
We're also planning to have an episode with her.
Yes.
She comes soon.
There's a question you asked before I went in.
5 years. 5 years. I call that fire.
The first loan I got.
Not necessarily before the first one, because I believe this is a build up to it. Sindio?
Yes.
Before you call yourself for a meeting,
Yes.
To decide that you need help financially,
Yes.
you need to do something about your situation.
Yes.
There is some meat there that we are not going to let slide. What happens in your life? Tuanze now, did you benefit from the first loan you took?
Well, a very good question. I will say yes, largely because I know where I put it. Even now, I'm reaping returns. And that was before even I had acquired the basic knowledge. Because what I did, the first, like the monkey see, monkey do, which I talked about, what were teachers doing? Get a piece of land, build. That is what I did. And from what that one, it exists and it's earning much more. As I outlived the loan and made much more. I would say that was one of the best, I would say, investment that is existing to date and whose value is much higher.
Please, do you care to share with us the math? Because that probably answers my question.
Yes.
Now, who benefits from loans?
Yes.
Tusaidie tu na hiyo mathematics. We look at it from...
You would say, if let's say I bought up a plot and within that year of buying the plot, I was able to put a structure and it became now my home, right? For that, which means saved me from rent and later on maybe put up some units, right? And when I look at the value now, much more, because I've been earning one rental income on that. In fact, it repaid the loan within very fast. In fact, it didn't take even 4 years or 5 before it cleared everything, right? That then, but I would say that is one of the success stories. But there are other, not all stories are success stories. There are other loans that I took, which are actually
fire.
Yes.
So now, unajua uzuri ni umekuja area poa sana. You've introduced real estate now, and you are able to paying up the loan in 4 years. That is better than breaking even, because the math being thrown around hapa nje ni traditionally real estate returns inarudisha pesa in 10 to 15 years.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You are able to do it in 4.
Yeah, depending on what kind of real estate and where you have invested. So I'm talking, that was small real estate enterprise to begin with, which didn't require a lot of money.
Kenya promotes small. Kenya supports small, that level. If I was to ask, because if it's in early, I'm doing some math here.
Yes.
If it's in early, you get employed in early 2000s.
Yes. Yes.
That I'm talking about. We are talking about 2002, 2004. Let's play around that period.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
You save for 3 years before you get your first loan.
Yes.
So inamaanisha
That was 2005 now. Is
2005. Yes. Is when you get the loan. Apple still the cost of land is very low.
Yes, very low actually, yes.
My anchor for measuring the cost of land was, we had Walter Mongari Nyambane on the show who told us that his first biggest paycheck was 40,000 in 1998, and then you could actually afford a piece of land for 15,000.
Yes.
So this is a few years
and he would ask, he would not be even interested in that because
he wasn't interested.
And if he were to be interested, he would have made much more. Yes, that is nothing.
Yes. So now, what is your strategy here? For someone who's watching, so that macho ya mtu the eyes can open to what kind of opportunity exists today that is comparable to that?
Would you say that nowadays, that no wonder we say the value of real estate may not be much, because the value of land, it is just like building castles in the wind, in the air. Yeah, because it is a perception. Perception cannot be measured by scientific parameters. But it's something that is created. People imagine. You can imagine that, okay, this land, okay, can go for this. And now that people have known now to put a high value.
It's all imagination.
Yeah, it is pure imagination anyway. What is it? And that's why it even becomes difficult in some parts of the country to sell some land based on those high imagination. That's why even returns now, you buy land at an exaggerated cost. Now you start developing it, and also you have acquired an expensive loan. It will take you years, decades to reap the benefits. And you find that maybe the generation, your children are the one to benefit. You see, that is where now the math goes. But I think basically, in the years gone by, if one like you have talked of the Nyambane earning 40,000 and land was going at 15, even you talk about the land near KU there, Kawa, Sukari, Kawa, Wendani. Those in the 90s, land was very cheap there. That if somebody who bought that and made that speculation in a span of 10 years could leave a lot of money. Are you seeing? Nyambane was a student at KU when they were shooting the ridiculous.
Yes,
that is the time also I was at the university.
Yes.
Yeah, but you will find at that time when we were at university, we didn't have any knowledge. The money we used to get as help, we basically was for consumption, pure, because we are wired from childhood to spend naturally on autopilot. That one. Spending, you don't need to go to school to be taught. But if investing, you have to go to school. investing is actually like rocket science.
When you don't go to school to learn how to spend.
No, even a child, the moment is born, is actually learns to spend. They learns to ask for the sweets, the biscuits, and on. But the child will not learn how maybe this money given for biscuit or what, can he better keep half of it? No, we don't do that. We are not intentional about financial parenting anyway. Something that I actually insist that parents, good parents, must be role modeled, must be purposive in teaching children good attributes about money. Saving begins that early stages.
There's a possible path here that if you tested real estate at the level that you started, you could actually grow into the big leagues.
Yes.
Today.
Yeah. You know, the issue now is not that consistency, is that pattern is the one that is lacking. Like you enter here, you don't know how do you don't have that that blueprint in your mind. And the one would wish if you had a blueprint, you start here and you keep on doing these at stages, then it becomes better. But you know, we survive on luck. We rely on luck.
For the most part, yes.
Yes, and luck, you know, it's not a strategy. It's not a strategy, and as we do say that luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Now that is another redefined way of looking at luck. Preparation in terms of acquiring the knowledge, preparation in terms of having financial discipline, having financial literacy, preparation in terms of setting goals, learning how to save and invest. And when an opportunity arises, like you get a prime piece of land and somewhere. And we have investment that go beyond the traditional land investment, like we talk of the government securities that, although they are conservative investments, but the big players, the big boys are in that. The stock market, although it's very volatile, is also very good. We have the unit trust. Nowadays, we have the digital assets. That is what young people, celebs are making a lot of money from the digital content creation, YouTube and online. A lot of gigs and people make money. That wasn't an opportunity that was there. Then. So it has to go, that preparation really has to be intentional about it, so that when an opportunity arises, the mind can spot it. That is actually, many times, that's how we lose the game.
So, are there money mistakes that you remember top of mind?
There are numerous money mistakes that one makes, and it is normal. You know, mistakes are learning points. You know, the school system has taught us in a very traditional, conservative, and punitive way that, you know, in school, mistakes are punishable. You're not supposed to make mistakes. You're supposed to be upright, follow school rules. But real life rewards people who make mistakes and are able to learn from that.
Oh, well, that's an interesting thing to say. You know, school punishes mistakes,
but real life rewards mistakes.
The people who make mistakes
and learn from them are able to bounce back. You know, this kind of, you know, school teaches to conform. And that is the greatest form of cowardice, to conform to the patterns. So they lay down standards, which may not be good, because standards keep changing, rules keep on being revised. So mistakes in life, like when you invest in something and you lose money, that should not be heartbreaking. Even if it breaks your heart for some time, you're supposed to learn. Don't stay there mourning. Learn something as you move on. Because I think there is this Jack Ma, this Chinese man, the richest man in China. He said he wasn't born rich, and when he asked even his wife whether they can be rich, his wife told him, no, you can't be rich. You can only be good to people. Yes, he was actually written off. That he says that we learn best from the mistakes. And how do you learn best from the mistakes? By picking up lessons. So even if you get scammed, you invest in land, what you are told brought maguta, that are advised, and you lose. That should not be, it is a lesson that, well, next time you have learned how not to lose, right? You move on. Had you not invested in that scheme, or a Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme, or land banking and lost, there's nothing you'll have learned. So playing safe, it does not help much in the school of life. School of life learns that you must be ready to play dirty, have your hands dirty. yeah, your feet must be on the ground running.
I'm curious about your mistakes.
My mistake?
Yes.
Well, mistakes are many that I've made. And what I've learned, is that, as I've said, besides what I did my first investment, I entered into a partnership business. I started a school, partner school, and pumped in millions of money using the Mwalimu money and loans.
But that's a typical textbook strategy to invest in an area that you understand.
Yes.
How can you fail as a teacher investing in a school?
Well, you can fail because maybe there are certain dynamics you didn't get right in the beginning, especially when you enter into a partnership. Because the people you are investing with, you don't have the same money blueprint. You don't have the same money experiences. And the partnership being a loose arrangement, not a company, it has its fundamental weaknesses. Because when you start a project like that, and maybe you are contributing varied amounts, a time comes when the project grow up and the sharing profit now becomes a problem. If, for example, your share capital is higher, definitely you will get it. And you will find that now you are not really in alignment. Your goals, your objectives, your money values are different. And when conflict starts, like the school that we began, after around 5 or so years, conflict arose among the partners. Even resolve becomes a problem. Can you predict what happens to that?
You can't predict.
Yes.
So now, if this without breaching the privacy of your partners,
yes,
take us through for purposes our audience.
Yes.
What was the idea? Why you were sold to the idea?
Yes.
And when you started noticing the cracks and the eventual failure?
The idea was, I would say that, as you did say, being a teacher, you're not supposed to fail in an area that you're specialized in.
Yes.
But remember, school did not teach us to go and start school to teach. Remember the tradition?
Yes.
To be a classroom teacher, period. The moment going to start your own private whatever, that is not taught. Because equal now you are entering into a new field with a lot of challenges. So it's not guaranteed being a teacher you will succeed. But there are many people who are not teachers and have schools that are breaking even.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yes.
So Sasa, how did you start?
But I was started because I really got interested in starting a school from scratch because there was an opportunity within the town we were staying.
There was an opportunity.
There was an opportunity I could see. And I realized one handicap I had, I didn't have enough capital to begin with. In business education in school, we are told for you to start a business, you must have capital. But that is not the thing. It's not the money first, it's the idea first. The idea would attract the money. So I had the idea, but I didn't have enough money for that. So what did you do? I brought in like-minded people, discussed, and we saw it better to pool resources, and we started well. By the way, the person I started with was a colleague by to the employer and I in the same workstation. But the colleague again left and introduced another relative of his. That is where we started.
They left?
He actually, because we were starting and we were in agreement, we start because I had worked with him, I had known him as a gentleman. But now here is a point, we are starting, I've gone for a run, we are starting. He says, oh no, he has a similar project somewhere different, and there is now direct resources there. So that leaves me in an awkward position. And he introduces somebody now in, and because I'm in a vulnerable position, I want the school to start, I have already the money, and I don't want it to be channeled elsewhere. Now somebody else is brought who is unknown to me.
Bas. Sasa now, just so that we follow the story visually.
Yes.
We have understood one powerful thing you say, the idea.
Before
the capital, before the money.
Is the idea first.
Thank you. That complements something Jimmy Wanjigi said on the show. Ideas is everything.
Yes.
And he broke it down.
Yes.
So now, we go back to Kidogo.
Yes.
Like the idea, you have identified that there's a gap in this area for a school.
Yes.
And you know it's a good opportunity.
Yes.
So I'm assuming
we have identified land and we are leasing it for a certain period.
Or leasing, not buying.
Buying now, you see, you don't have enough money. You have the idea. And the idea for it to start, you have to surmount the challenges of raising enough capital first.
Thank you. So now, the idea, leasing land, I'm assuming this is a primary school or a high school?
This is a primary school. Yeah. Wherever I was, secondary school one don't perform well. Yeah, they don't. Private secondary schools, no. That was a no-go zone because you will attract crooks, children who actually disobedient, who are rude, indisciplined. That one you not go anywhere.
That's a variable when starting a school.
Yeah. Yes,
You don't just-
it depends on the area, the region. There are places you can start a secondary school or a senior school and you will get clients. But there are areas when you study, no. Primary school being the foundation, you are bound to get more clients than the secondary. Where I was, it depends on the environment.
That's a very good point.
Yes.
That's a very good thing you say. Like, so this is a factor to consider
Yes.
actually.
Yes,
So
it depends on the variables vary from one place to the other.
What changes in a student between, for that area for example, what changes in a student between primary school and umesema foundation?
Yeah, foundation stage, yes.
So a
And
private
many
secondary
parents
school-
invest more on the foundation. Because going to secondary, they can go beyond and study elsewhere in other regions. For example, where I come from, many of the students who perform well go to Luo Nyanza, they go to Luyaland, and where they are good school, they go to Kalenjin land. And a few maybe in schools within my area, that is the
Very
PC region.
interesting, very
Yes,
interesting. So the opportunity in this case is in the primary school.
Yes, then and in that particular environment.
Sawa. So now the idea is, yes, first of all, there is no school.
Yes.
What's the business case for the school? Like in terms of for you to justify the idea to your partners that we will make money here. Because at the end of the day, that's a factor in business, okay?
Yes.
Is it the school fees? How do this? The business case is in the number of students you can admit?
Yes. The bigger case, actually, you look at now, how do you work out the dynamics of now the fees? Because when you are starting, maybe you have to make it affordable. You are not, for example, putting up an high-cost school, and you are dealing with the parents who are in the lower middle class. Yeah, so you have to make it affordable, and as you establish structure and standards with time, so that the fees will have to be reasonable enough, and even much lower than maybe established private schools. Yeah, because you can't compete with them when you're beginning. The aim is now to attract as you build the standards going forward. So you have to work out the business dynamics in terms of which kind of clients you want to attract. Yes.
That is very deliberate.
Yes, very deliberate. You look at their income. Yes.
You're also limited in terms of structures because the land is not yours. You've not bought it.
Let me say that is where we took a big risk. And I say I'm a heavy risk taker. I've come to realize a heavy risk taker. And when you take heavy risk, you also lose big. You can also gain big, but you stand a high chance of losing big.
That's true.
And that's the mistakes now you should not fear. If you fear, then you will not enter into that. So then we had to, the land, once we had a lease arrangement, we had to put up permanent structures, not makeshift structures, because we want to win the confidence of the parents. We have to show that we have the vision.
On leased land.
Yes, that is now the risk.
Yes,
that is another risk.
Yes.
That risk came actually later. It started haunting us.
Okay. Yes.
Now, in case of let's say the collapse of the project, how do you recoup? That is it. But at first,
and also the landowner.
Yes, the landowner and so on.
Yes.
So that is that was the big risk then. And that time, when you are a young investor, you are able to take big risks. But now, there is also that aspect of not having also done enough due diligence at that stage. Yeah, there is risks you can take that are calculated. There are some that you can take blindly, ignorantly, without knowing of the future consequences. But it is a risk, and it's also good so that you learn later. And now you can teach others. You can because if you don't make that mistakes, how will others learn? How will you also learn? Yes, because what you regret in life is not what you started and failed, is what you didn't start. Because you wouldn't have known whether you will succeed or not. Yeah. So regrets are actually supposed to be on what you did, the chances you didn't take. Right?
Okay.
The ones you took, you saw, I did this and this I learned, and you are at peace.
What's the lease period here? Because I'm
the
thinking
lease
20
period,
years. 20 years.
Yeah, the lease period was 15 years and above. 15 years and above. And that was informing us why we had to put
That's safe. That is safe.
Yes.
As long as you have contractual agreement.
Yes, that contractual agreement. Yeah, that kind of big period, it was also giving us that confidence to start big. And the idea is we wanted to win also the parent and so on. If you put up makeshift mabati structures, people say,
you're right.
Yeah. But again, that is something. There are lessons to learn from that.
But you started well.
Yeah, we started well. But at the ending, I will leave it. It's another subject altogether.
Before we get to the ending, you start well. Every mathematics is as per your, like when you say you start with permanent structures, it's a good strategy to attract teachers, and you reduce the cost kidogo.
Yes.
You stand to benefit from the cost of
and you are looking long term.
Yes, that's good. That's good. So you start well. The math is aligning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then they introduce another.
Yes. One dynamics about this, what I realized, there are other things you get to learn on the job, is that now dynamics, now there is also the staff running the school, the teaching and learning materials, there is huge investment going there beyond the classroom structures.
Yes,
there is the stationery and other teaching learning aids, and there's the staff. That one comes at a cost also, and you realize school is a capital intensive business that will take long to break even, and it requires perseverance at the initial stages. That is why now, when you can't expect to reap even within the 5 years. You have to project up to from 5 onwards to 10 years. To start reaping, because you are also, as you are building is continuous, because you are not building all structure at once. Remember, like we started from kindergarten to standard 4, right? So that every year we are putting up one class as they progress. You see, it is continuous. That's why 5 years you would have, maybe it would have taken you to complete building the structures. So when you say, and as the number of staff is increasing, the cost of running cost increase. Those are things you learn on the job, where in the field, lessons that you will nobody will teach you that as you begin. In fact, ukipewa that picture, you will not start. Itaishia hapo, hiyo idea it will come across, it will die.
This is not a business once the four structures are there, kuna kitu utabaki nayo.
That is when, even if you try to be mean, you are building. It is something, it's ongoing gradual process. Even those who have actually schools that are doing well, they will tell you, the McKinney school, they will tell you that it took time, gradual building up. And they started now making it, by even the 10th year going, that's now it started getting now returns. You have the confidence of the parents, you have so many clients, the fees now, you can increase it to a level because you have actually, the brand has grown with the time. It's a gradual process of building the brand that requires patience.
I like the concept of the idea is bigger than the capital you need.
Yes.
How big is your vision when you're starting?
The vision was that we actually grow bigger and even put up storage structures and become the best in the region. Yes. That drive, the fire burning. But the main now challenge that we face as we progressed is actually having now partners who are not in alignment. Our goals were not really synchronized in harmony. That's now cracks start appearing when you start now wrangling and it spills over to your clients. That is how you start now losing the customers and you start missing
the kind of partner. It wasn't the kind of partnership where put this money, these are the books, you'll get X in terms of returns.
Yes. You get that, and again, it is that, and you say, now, when you put a certain amount of money, you say, now, we will not be pumping more. Let the school now build itself. You see, which means there is no profit that you are plowing back. You are plowing back. That one can actually, if you find that one has invested and feels that now I should be gaining, well, and you also start going for loans, banks to build. You realize now you are not, now the school can have a security on its own and actually get credit using the financial statement. And you see, that is gradual. The time you start gaining, tell me, it will take ages. That is not.
So what lacks here is patience for the most part.
Yes, patience and that foresight, that vision. Yeah. And that is where the money, that's why most of us actually Kenyans fail because our money blueprint, our money mindsets are not really wired in the right way. That's why many partnerships collapse, even companies collapse because of that. Some partners will become greedy, they become more greedy and want to take more. Some want to even reach a point to say, no, we need to start now. That is where, now it will be better now if you have a safe arrangement, if it is a registered company, which has its own life, that will be much better. And if one is tired, can relinquish the share to somebody else. And you allow now the shareholders. That one gives it longevity. It gives it life.
Loose partnerships is a bad idea.
I cannot advise anybody to enter into that. I'm a living testimony, a living experience. That partnership is actually a business that is actually formed on Quicksand.
Whoa. Kenya hakuna gentleman's agreement.
There's nothing like gentleman agreement. Just like politics, hakuna kitu kama MOU. Even those they write, they dishonor that. They dishonor that.
Hiyo ni kelele.
Hiyo ni kelele. In fact, what the thing I've just realized, get it right from the word go.
You write that here?
Yes, I think that concept, get it right from the word go. If you miss certain things at the base, at the foundation, just like a building, you are putting up a building and the foundation is weak. Expect.
It does not matter how well you do the rest of the house.
No, it doesn't matter. Foundation is everything. Get it right. So it is good that even if you are starting a business alone, start alone knowing that you are the one solely responsible, right? Yeah, do it. Even if it takes years, you would know, okay, this you are able to pick up so easily. Than when you have people and there is the blame game here and there. You won't go far.
You know, I'm leaning towards, and I think it's an idea that's been shared on this platform.
Yes.
In a few episodes before about the power of partnership.
Yes.
It's a very powerful tool in terms of, like, if you can operate as a group of like-minded individuals,
yes,
you could be unstoppable.
And greatly. And you know where this concept is working? I've worked with the Somalis. And the Somalis are doing great. There's somebody, I saw you had a Somali here.
Our friend of the show.
Yes, I actually watched that.
Yes.
Somalis are putting up, that concept of theirs is built in their own Ubuntu philosophy. They have some kind of solidarity. Wow, it's not even partnership. It goes beyond. There's that trust, we call it communal trust, that you can lend somebody $1 million and there is no way that you have written that. And there is no way that person you have lent will run away with the money. There is something they call masila and what, and even the community comes in as insurance to cushion you against that. And the Somali concept of doing business is really a notch higher. That one, many of our Kenyan communities are losing on that. But yes, the Kikuyus used to have it long time ago, but nowadays there's a lot of individualism and so on. The Kikuyus who are the business moguls and the talk of the Jenkarumes, the Michukis and so on, had that. They were working together as a community and they established an ecosystem that where they are able to cushion each other and leverage on the resources they have. Somalis have that. And it's working miracles, just like the Indian model.
The Somalis, you know, when you hear a Somali guy has come and offered 100 million on a property, you're like, umetoa pesa wapi?
Yes.
It's your limited mindset.
Yes.
But when you think of it in a simple as, this guy is a representation of 10 people who have staked 10 million each.
Yes.
It is very simple.
And they're not written anywhere. that is now where it amazes. It's quite mesmerizing. How does it happen? You know, we have become so individualistic and selfish as Africans, as Kenyans, to the point that it is working against us. That concept of leverage, pooling resources is working against our grandfathers. Used to have it, that communal way, that solidarity, that collectivity, that collegiality used to work well. And society that had remained actually traditional and have that concept, like the Somalis, They are going far. You have seen what Eastleigh has become of late. And you have seen how they are acquiring prime properties even here in the CBD Nairobi. And in fact, I was joking with some of the friends I've met in Eastleigh, colleagues, that I was telling you people, you are going to own Kenya in a few years coming. And you are in competition, sorry to say this, you are competition with the Kikuyu businessmen. Because they have stolen the concept and run away with it.
It's just solidarity. In fact,
yes.
Okay.
That concept I've seen, that is where we missed out. Like now, wao wakikuja pamoja in partnership, it is meant to work on mutual trust, and it will work. And loaning each other like 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, something easy. And they have a strategy that has been tested, tried, and succeeded, because they enter into businesses that others have done. Even the supplies they are getting from others who are already established, even on credit, without actually paying interest on that. You see how they are able to make it. It is time tested, and they share. They are free to share. They have that spirit of giving. And giving is one aspect of mastering your money, because selfishness kills even the creativity, it kills even the art of making much more money.
Okay.
Because to be blessed, you must also give more to get more.
Okay.
And when you become so individualistic and selfish, you lose it out.
Understood. And you've broken down, that's a very interesting way. Thank you for actually sharing that with us. That's very personal.
Yes.
And it carries very many lessons sprinkled
Yes.
in there.
Yes.
So now, there's also, this is, you have built capacity.
Yes.
When this is an idea, if you remove individualism,
Yes.
it would be a success right now.
Yeah, it's a great success, big success. And you have the mentors. Those who have done it and who are ahead of you are ready to mentor you.
Understood.
And even come in to tell you that if you have cracks here and there, no, they will actually pump sense into you, and you are ready to listen.
Understood.
Yes.
So now, again, I'll still maintain, banks love teachers and the police.
I don't know where you got this statistic from. What about the other people in other sectors?
Banks love teachers and the police.
What about doctors, the nurses?
Civil servants, but mostly teachers and the police.
What is this that's unique about them?
Police, it's easy target. The police are many. Like every year the government will supply a constant supply in the market. Teachers constant.
Teachers are the majority.
Teachers are the majority.
Yes.
That's a ripe market.
Yes.
Whoever came up with that strategy, they won. But now
even insurance companies nowadays also love them.
I love teachers.
Yes, but the teachers initially never used to take insurance. But
you also write about that?
Yes, I've written about it.
Teachers the moment used to walk out of the staff room.
Yes, I used to be a teacher, a UT, and trained while in the university, and after I could see my peers, those who were older. The moment they see an insurance person, they say, those are thieves. So they walk out of the staff and they make themselves busy.
Yes. We need to do an episode on insurance, by the way.
Yes.
People in mind, I think tunaweza na pia the proposal are open. Unajua, I'm just a representative of our people on the platform. I'm just chosen to choose good vibes. So
which people are you representing?
The people watching.
Oh yeah, good. Thank you.
Wanaitwa wadau.
The stakeholders.
The stakeholders. So now, when kuna hii concept, you make money, but you don't see where the money is going.
Yes.
How's your first 13 years working with the TSC? Do you experience this?
Yes, I did. At first, I did experience. Yeah, you make, especially when the money is committed and you put it in investments that are not breaking, even that are not. Yeah, you feel, you get discouraged, and even that is one cause why teachers actually desert duty. Yeah, mwalimu payslip yake imenyongwa kabisa mpaka hawezi pumua. Sasa mwalimu payslip inanyongwa kunyongwa mpaka mwalimu hawezi pumua. Sasa mwalimu anaenda darasani kufunza nini? He's not motivated.
It's only mathematics teachers ndio wanalipangwa pesa yao. It's only mathematics teachers who get their money because
you get that one from
because maths teachers don't miss any classes. They come even for the teachers who are when payslip yao imenyongwa. Now I understand the science of chemistry teachers missing all the classes.
Teachers even don't get it right in investments also. Even business teachers. Yes,
okay.
What they have is theory. but some, not all, but some also
not
are
all.
not.
Very interesting. So now sometimes it becomes so much pressure
Yes.
that the teacher is discouraged to even go to.
That is why there is a need for financial literacy empowerment programs among the teachers. Seminars. That one, the school system, the TSC, the Ministry of Education, should really work on that. Because the moment the teacher has overcommitted the pay slip, and the money, wherever it was invested, it was a bad investment. It was a bad debt in the first place.
Mostly, yes.
Mostly. Tell me, this teacher will either become an alcoholic, will absent himself. Kama ameweka gari kwa matatu, lazima afuate hizo matatu, ndiye asikuliwe. Najua kuna na najua ulisema when you employ somebody to run your taxi, atakukula. Anajua wewe umeajiriwa. Anajua wanafikiri watu wameajiriwa kuna pesa. That is far from it. That is not the case. Yeah. So that is a demotivating factor.
Sema watakuibia, ukisema utakuliwa, it's different. So now ukisema
that is the common lingo.
So unaona, when sometimes it's not that you deliberately you are careless with money.
Yes.
Sometimes you've invested, but it's a wrong investment.
It is a wrong investment. It's actually miscalculated, misguided investment I talk about. It's miscalculated.
Misguided investment.
Yeah,
that's also a strong word. I'm a big fan of strong words.
Yes.
Do your monkey see, monkey do?
Yes. Now you have like you have been told, there are so many pyramid schemes online and so on that to put your money here, you are promised to get over 100%. So many scammers, so many Ponzi schemes around, and many have lost a lot of money.
Anything above government T-bills, I look at with suspicion.
Before we come to that, there is even this element of betting that came up late. This betting,
you never bet
the betting craze is on another
imeshika walimu.
Hey, why? They can't be left. They are a part of the bandwagon.
So, stories zako ni interesting sana, but unazipitia kwa bypass. Kunyongewa payslip.
Yes.
What's the and for you to get to a place that you write a book that personally mimi najiambia even with the knowledge I've been exposed to, it's very well written.
Yes.
Inakaa hata umeona moto kidogo.
Kabisa, hiyo kugongwa nimegongwa. There are so many other misguided. I can't write about misguided if I have not entered into one. Because, to be a good teacher, you must also write from your experience.
Yes.
I'm a product one. Nimeigongwa hata in others. Even easy brought maguta.
So, hapo ndio walikunyongea payslip. And I think one thing about the loans, unaona kama hiyo nakwambia ya what do we call it?
Yes.
Salary advance. That is a hole that if you get into, you're never coming out.
Yeah.
And I understood the concept.
A SACCO, vicious SACCO.
Because they give you 5 to 6 months to pay. Right? So inamaanisha, it is something you borrow. First of all, it takes you back kidogo. Then sasa 6 months to pay, that's you borrow it twice a year.
Yes.
So now inamaanisha, you are locked for that year.
Yeah, you are locked, and because now you have the recurrent, you would be living beyond your means. Because now this facility coming in as advance or salary, it's coming in at an extra cost. And as you repay, you fall short on your budget, and it means you borrow more to offset the deficit, and you enter into that circle.
You are never coming out.
Yeah, you won't. It's a rat race.
What do you think is a tried and tested strategy of coming out of that cycle?
To come out of that cycle, really, it requires a multi-pronged strategy. First, when you get into it, because I have clients, I have people who call me, and when I want to advise, these people don't want advice. They want money. They want a shortcut of getting money. Now it puts me in a catch-22, in a fix.
Yeah.
I cannot give them reasonable advice because to them, they have locked their mind. They need help, instant help. To tell them where they can get another credit to offset this. To even tell me I lend them some money, which is risk now, which I cannot do.
Because that's already what they're asking help about.
Yes, yeah. I have clients that who have approached me on that, and I really feel bad because you find these clients are in my community where I teach personal finance, but I don't blame them. even teachers get hit because this knowledge, we didn't get it early enough. So we are struggling with it. And that's why I say mastering is a continuous process. You can't become a master just all of a sudden. It's a long-term process.
True.
So it is something that now really helping those clients. I fail to help them because I want to tell them, I get to ask them how they got into this. But when they graduate, they are impatient. It becomes difficult. And sometimes you leave them to their own devices. Yeah.
It's a process. You can, but I accept there's no shortcut.
There's no shortcut. And before you get into the trap and shame of death, first of all, this desire for instant gratification, tame your desires. Start actually setting your goals right. Stop now rushing into things because of seeing what others are doing. Stop following the wind. Be patient enough, because saving requires you to be patient. You know, saving is actually spending your today tomorrow. I repeat that.
Borrowing, not saving.
I'm saying saving and underline. I want to repeat.
Saving is using?
Spending your today tomorrow, not spending your tomorrow today. I know that's a concept you are struggling with. I want to break it down into manageable, chewable concept. What do I mean by spending your today?
Ulikuwa umesema saving. Kidogo nilikuwa na shida.
Yeah, saving. I'm talking of saving. I'm defining saving as spending your today tomorrow. In other words, you are denying yourself money today and you are saving for you to gain tomorrow. That's what I'm saying as saving.
Okay.
I think now you get it. Now, spending your tomorrow today is when you get money, your salary, you take it as a fruit and you eat everything. Now, if you get a fruit and you eat and you don't remain with a seed, what will grow into another tree that will produce fruits later? So when you consume everything, you know, there are people who get their salary, yote, wanakula, wanasema, we eat today. We live today for tomorrow we die.
Those are fruits that don't have seeds.
Yes.
Ziko, hizo ni salary ya siku hizi ni GMO.
Yeah, or because we have that genetically modified food. So when you spend everything now, you want to impress, you want to live that YOLO lifestyle, the formal lifestyle, you are spending your tomorrow now. So you are not saving. Yeah, you are not saving for tomorrow. You are not now spending your today tomorrow. Yeah, you are spending your tomorrow today.
Yes.
So that's why people remain in the same level over time, because they have been spending their tomorrow at the present moment. I think now you are able to get the concept now.
Watu sahi politicians are looking forward to 2027. You are in 2029.
Yes. So it requires, it is habits. When you talk of the power of atomic habits, small, consistent
Incremental
actions done consistently over time produces radical results. That small, consistent actions or habits. The little money you are saving, although they say you are saving pennies, they remain pennies, but it depends where we are combining saving and investing. Because saving on its own may not earn you much, but investing means there's something matter. There's the power of compound interest coming in, not simple interest over time. And now you consider the time value of money and choose a vehicle that can make your money grow. So you delay, the concept of delayed gratification. That is what maybe can move you inches. But depending on the culture and so you have grown, like if it is the Somali, their concept is different. Even our money habits and probably depend on the culture. Yes.
That's true. That's true. Aya. Now, one of the other things I think we should explore before we close.
Yes.
Marriage and finance.
Oh, good.
That comes in the second edition, you're mastering your money, right?
Marriage and personal finance.
Na watu wajue, this book you can get it directly at the Nuria store. Tunakuwekeanga link hapa kwa description ya hii video. You click directly and Nuria delivers to every corner of this country.
Good.
So we click tu, chagua, maliza hiyo procedure. A few clicks peke yake unapata kitabu yako delivered to your doorstep.
Yes. Yes.
So marriage and finance.
That is another big topic. In fact, it forms of, it consists a book. There's a book that is on my mind. This book should come out. Pray for me and I work, it comes out.
It will come out.
Yes, amen. Yeah, there is power in words.
Yes.
Yes. Let's say, put it projectively by next year. Now, marriage and finance. What do you want me to talk about?
First of all, I agree with you that the leading cause of conflict in marriage is finance.
Finance. But disguised as other things.
Disguised as other things. So now, I'll put to you some philosophies of what we believe.
Yes.
And you tell me what you think.
Yes.
We operate from, kama mimi,
Yes.
it's probably toxic masculinity. Yeah, I believe it's a man's responsibility.
What is, you know, you are talking of terms, toxic masculinity. What is that?
It's a toxic trait. Toxic, the interpretation may be relative in that. I believe there's people who talk about what finance wanasema combined family income, like a husband and a wife. I struggle to believe that because I know, and I know the feminists may have a problem with this,
yes,
that women's...
And I'm having a problem with the use of the term toxic masculinity. It could be a terminological inexactitude. Maybe those are terms, okay. Let it pass, so because we are not discussing that.
For context, yes.
Yes.
So now, a feminist may have a problem with, I've observed, for the most part, I don't think there's... Men should just, kuna conversation ya 50-50 ati when you get into a marriage, it's a partnership, 50-50. I don't believe that works. Because,
it traditionally, yeah, you're right.
It doesn't work because money from ladies is usually a debt. So it's actually...
You are borrowing from your wife.
Yes. It's actually a bad debt. And
bad, not good.
No, that's a bad debt.
No, it will be a good debt if you are putting into profitable investment. But you know, if you don't return, then you are in for a good
No, hakuna cha return, your contribution. Like, let's say...
On contribution, si ati umeomba pesa kutoka kwa mke wako, urudishe. Okay, that's another thing.
Ati you contribute.
Okay, well, where is it coming at? Although that is not grounded in our traditional African philosophy.
Exactly.
We are talking about financial fidelity in marriage, and there's a lot of financial infidelity in marriage nowadays, leading to the breakups because of financial incompatibility. You know, when people are dating, they know this crucial aspect about money. In dating, people should be intentional to read each other's financial blueprint and be able to adjust at that point. It's better to break an engagement than breaking a marriage.
I support that.
Yes, because when we talk of this, there are some myths or philosophies that need to be constructed. Nowadays, women are empowered and are earning even at the same or much more than the men. And that's where that the men feel now challenged and are not able to really come to terms that reality. And now when it comes to family finance and investment and consumption, traditionally a man, the roles of a man have never changed. And the ladies want them to remain the same. A man as a provider, a man as one who provides security, a man as the vision carrier, right? As a provider, okay, they say ideally for you to be the head, you cannot lead a person who is maybe having much financial power than you. Maybe you need to have a vision that surpasses hers, because ladies can be married to the vision. So, so in this case, a man should contribute much more. I would say, even if the lady is now earning some good money, but the man should take more responsibility. Let it be 60-40. For the man, 60-40.
40 is too much.
Yeah, 40, no, it's not too much. There is an element, I'm telling you, that is wastage that brings financial infidelity. When ladies subscribe to this mantra, misleading mantra, that her money is hers, but the man's money is for the entire family. Are very misleading, and they actually enslaves the man, even when the salaries are her and the difference is negligible. So you'll find if the lady is not giving, let's say 40%, 40% is not, it's the man is taking 60% as the head, yeah? But you leave the lady, if let's say you're earning the same money, nowadays they are earning much more, or even they are earning a bit less. So this money should, now that's how you can do projects. You have to assign roles. A man, for example, traditionally, a man should pay, let's say, school fees, and maybe ideally even rent. And food, let it be the woman is whatever, food, clothing, and whatnot. But it doesn't mean you cannot come into the clothing to support. So that gives in the food, and the domestic expense also a huge part. So they play a big role. But they will not want their money, they account for their money. But for you, you know, there's this concept that brings financial freedom, that if ukiachia mume au bwana wako pesa nyingi, ataanza kuanya nayo. A very misleading thing. You know, that is suspicion. Yet you are sacrificing a lot.
Ni misleading hapa nyuma.
Yeah.
Ati to buy food and to buy clothes.
Yes.
That's clothing and feeding you.
Yes.
That is two basic needs. Guy, it's too much.
Too much for them.
No, that's a big responsibility.
Yes.
Imagine if you go to a place where you decide.
And it doesn't mean that food you will not chip in.
No, sir. Hey, Lord.
You even the clothing, watoto wezi kuacha hata bibi, utakuwa unamnunulia nguo pia.
Sasa the problem I have ni na the programming of us. Ukisema afanye food na clothing. Alafu we go with her side of the story only. She clothes you and feeds you. Ama sasa that's where you chip in. I contributed.
That is where that area is gray.
Exactly.
Because you will also end up also chipping in. Failure to which, you know, the woman needs some hairdo, plaiting her hair, and if you don't provide, you are not concerned about her. Maybe you are seeing other women elsewhere. You see, that is it. You will have to come in. Yeah. Are you saying you will even overstretch beyond that? That's why we are saying 60% and
we are
upwards.
already at 80%.
Yes, you see. But the thing is, this is for the couples to enter into that mutual agreement. You discuss openly that, okay, this is the salary that you bring to the table. I'm earning this month. What? Yes, is it wrong to know the wife's salary? What is she earns? It's not wrong. Si unajua kama ni mwalimu si utajua, hata pesa si utajua tu. Sasa kuna shida ya that is now financial infidelity if you are not able to know. And now you set a project.
It's not enough.
Investments now, family investments. Like you can agree, go for this loan, I go for this loan, we invest in on. Sinivo. So the loan, you have two loans working together on a common project. That's when you can progress.
I wish you could. It's a good idea on paper. You know why?
There's
one. Yes. There's a video I've seen online.
Yes.
Of a lady fighting with her husband. It's very dramatic, and by just
fighting for what?
By just this description,
yes.
People will know the video I'm talking about.
Yes.
A lady has come, and then she's been blocked from entering the property, and then the husband comes.
And she has a stake, a share in the property because
she
of the loan.
says that she built that from scratch, but the husband comes and threatening
they build
to
together
shoot.
with the husband.
So now that I believe that's details in the court.
Women
probably.
believe the money that they put is much more, even if the man put his.
Umeona? Unaona sasa demystifying, yeah. Yes. So you may have been pamoja at the table discussing.
And each went for a loan.
Invest for together. You understand? But then again, the challenge becomes, unaona ile kitu yako ya partnership. Who owns what?
Oh,
yes. So this idea is very good on paper.
That's the problem with the joint investment.
Because
it is assumed, when you have a joint investment, it's assumed that it's 50-50, even when the other one contributed less.
And to quote one of my colleagues in the comedy industry, and it was Zedi. Zedi described what you've just said in a simple terms.
Yes.
Like your lady may come to you, akwambie she wants to buy a car. The car is 900,000 and she will need your support. Ya hiyo pesa ingine imebaki kidogo, she has 20k. Sasa wewe uongeze hiyo ingine.
Na utaongeza ukifikiria uko na share na hiyo. Na hata sema hiyo ni alinunua na pesa yake. Yeah, when push comes to the shove, conflict start in, and now there's mmeanza kuseparate. Ndio na realize ujui.
So do you agree that we remove that on the table?
Well, no, I will not agree that you remove. Let there be openness, let there be transparency and accountability from the word go. Set the right foundation from the beginning, right? These things should start from the beginning. Start from the courtship, the dating. Muwe na alignment. Hata ukiona mtu akibali unasema no, we have been. You remind each other, right? And muwe na shared values, common or whatever. Na kama ni hiyo, kama ni title didn't land mmebaye, si itakuwa majina yenu yote. Kama mmeseparate, God forbid, hiyo mtaona, si mtauza hiyo property na mshare according to the proportion contributed.
Chacha, which syllabus is this?
Which syllabus is this?
That is the revised syllabus.
That is not the revised
That's
syllabus.
the revised syllabus according to the
dynamics
current.
have changed. The dynamics have changed. Me, I think it stops at, can I take care of you, right?
Yes.
Can I take care of you? If not, nichujwe mapema. You understand? Ama I eat my money alone, okay? Because I'm thinking, the game, here's how much the game has changed. Let's say, for example, give me a figure. Give me a figure.
You make like in a month?
In a month, yes. Just
yes,
give me
talk
a figure.
about 100,000.
If you make 100,000, alafu umekuja na transparency, you make 100,000 and this is the basis of the relationship. Na kwa inbox, kuna mtu ana earn 500,000, ako ready to replace you. It's called swinging in, okay? So now when it...
Replace you how? What are you talking about?
The game has changed. Sinakuuliza hii ni syllabus gani?
Oh, hiyo ni syllabus. The game has changed.
Yeah, the game has changed.
Are you bringing the concept of kuongewa in the common lingua? All of this is replaced and what?
Okay, in this sense, like if money is such a big deal
yes.
At the beginning, all right? So mnang'ang'ania vile mtagawana 100k na kuna watu wa 500 wamengoja, you just make a mistake, they take care of your lady. So is this really a factor? Mimi, it's a
me, I think it's taking care of your lady. Oh Lord. Yeah, okay.
You're
now,
not on Instagram, sindio?
Okay.
So now,
yes.
I'm saying this in jest, but it's the reality
yes,
of life.
The reality of life.
So now, unapata, mnataka kung'ang'ania. Mimi, my proposal is
simple because now there are conflicts. You want
to balance. Your money is not enough, so you have to add yake pia.
Yes.
You understand? You have to add yake pia. Now there is someone out there with the resources to take care of her fully. What's the incentive for the marriage in the first place?
You know, that now beats the logic, and really that explains why the modern day, or what we call the Kenyan kind of the marriages, are really facing challenges. That brings in that aspect of financial infidelity and the lack of a common vision focus. Because if you put this, you contribute this, and you had this, the best thing of going about is that if you realize that as a reason and you are going nowhere, sometimes, yes, you have to live the reality. You can even dispose of, because it's a conflict, maybe they will not end. Or you can refund her that bit and you remain with the property. But again, remaining, you have to change the title deed if the name appears there. So you have to agree. And when you are refunding, it means now that marriage is not there. Are you seeing? You are working separate ways. That is the problem now. Many marriage people are fearing to commit themselves into long-term investment as a couple, because now, you know, the power of social media, how marriages are breaking, it is really contagious and affecting many people not to think long term. The traditional concept of marriage is actually dying. And we are saying, there's something I was saying, that the roles of man have never changed, but for women, due to empowerment, sorry to say this, but there's no need to be sorry about it. Yes, that's the real. There's no need even to be sorry about it. Is that women traditionally are naturals. They are homemakers. They are mothers. They are caring. But you realize now they are vacating that to another ground, whereas they want the men to continue executing the traditional roles of providing security and whatnot. Now they provide to be homemakers and whatnot. Now, they don't want to be that one, okay, afanye vitu domestic, hata akiwa na kazi. You saw the case of Samia Suluhu, who says that when she goes home, she knows she's a wife and has to cook for her husband. Look at that is a president. But take over a Kenyan typical example of a woman who was recent to that. She starts seeing the man as somebody small, below her. And, you know, and the moment a woman has outgrown you, that marriage is in deep problems. Yeah, it means your vision does not surpass hers, and now she's ready now to look elsewhere.
Thank you for coming to my side. Now we agree. As much as the idea is very good on paper, marriage and finance, but the biggest thing is the dynamics.
Yeah, the dynamics.
What the institution should be.
Yes, and this is where now the institution that teach about marriage, the church should really go. I would say it's not doing much on that aspect, because church, we focus on other aspect. That's a church nowadays should have mentorship programs, bring in personal financial experts to actually seminize people, there are workshops to teach actually couples how to exercise financial fidelity in marriage and how to stay strong, how to be transparent and accountable, and how to guard against other influences, maybe on social media, and to keep the marriage institution intact.
Okay.
That is a challenge that really the church, an institution which is a moral custodian, should really work out, because Kenyans, we are churchgoers, we are very spiritual and religious people. But again, we are not spared the challenge of not sustaining marriage for a lifetime.
I have a friend, one of my friends for the longest time, and it was Harrison Mareka. And I added him to the group Chachanomics, your WhatsApp group.
Yes.
And I think I added him through a link.
Oh,
yes,
I was in
He's part
Rwanda.
of the group. He's a part of the group. And I love the engagements.
I really don't. You are also part of the group. You know, I have so many people even that I have not met.
Yes,
okay, that is great. It's
I'm
great.
in that group. Sometimes naangalianga ideas zenye watu wana engage nazo hapo, and I'm like, very nice.
Yeah.
So
and I have many groups. In fact, there are 3. Sometimes that I may not know which group you are
no,
of the same kind.
The original one.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. So now the wisdom that Chacha Nyaigoti embodies iko kwa hii kitabu, Mastering Your Money. You can grab a copy at the Nuria bookstore. The link iko hapa kwa description ya video. There's also another one here. So I mentioned Harrison Mareka because we go back and forth with him for the longest time in terms of ideas za hapa na pale. But I think for today, mtu yote unataka ku understand finance ama money from the place of a book and someone who's written through experience and some of the tried and tested strategies that you can align with what's going on in your life. Mastering Your Money is a book that I've mentioned even before we thought of bringing Chacha to the show, and now I'm glad that we are here.
Right? Yeah, thank you so much. You also need to tell them, okay, the other one is a sequel, a second one.
Yes.
For targeting the young people in 20s and 30s, but financial knowledge surpasses even these age groups. But the first one cuts across, and the first one has my story. It has 3 parts. Part 1, I put money into perspective. I share my personal story. You know, for you to read, you need to know where I'm coming from and why I'm writing the book. Part 2, I try to demystify some of the myths, misconception about money, and that is chapter 2 of part 1. Chapter 3 is about improving your relationship with money. Do you know that we have a relationship with money, whether you know it or not?
That's very true, yes.
The way we have a relationship with God, with your family members, workmates, and so on.
Yes.
That relation can be discussed being good or bad, healthy or unhealthy. Chapter 2, I talk about money issues that give people problems, personal financial stressors, like spending without a budget, investing in misguided or miscalculated investments, living beyond your means, not having what emergency fund, because that book was written during the COVID-19, coping with the disasters.
Yes.
There are many financial actually working, living without a purpose. The purpose is something so big. Then part 3 talks about the pillars of mastering your money, which are some of the fundamental pillars, like learning to save and invest, setting financial goals, knowing how to ring-fence your money, safeguarding your money, the wealth of how do you safeguard it. I also talk about acquiring personal financial education. I also give tips, financial tips across different age groups from 20s to 30s to 40s to 50s and to people above 60s. And it's from there that I've generated this book about youngsters in their 20s and 30s, right? And now, coming to this one is also a book that now I've delved into youngsters. I teach students at the university. I got content from interviewing. There's my YouTube channel, Chachanomics. There's some YouTube clips that I've put there on students that I've interviewed about how they relate with the money. And now, part 1, I put the young people into perspective. What does it mean to be a young person in the 20s and 30s? What are the common traits, the so-called Gen Zs and so on? And then I look at the common personal financial problems youngsters have. And part 2, I talk about smart money habits that young people need to develop. like knowing your financial position, reviewing your financial lifestyle, knowing how to budget, track your money, setting goals, knowing how to save and invest, and starting a side hustle, and also learning the power of giving. Part 3, which is the game changer lacking there, there's some column in the Saturday Nation magazine. I'm one of the personal financial advisors. People field questions. Now, part 3, I've sampled some of the questions that have been appearing in the Saturday Nation magazine. And I grouped them into key themes: saving and investing, budgeting, and the problem of debt.
Okay.
Yes. So this is a book that I recommend for everybody, beginning with that one and this one. And I think, as you say, my writing is very unique, and I don't produce books within a very short time. That one was produced after 5 years of intentional, purposeful reading, soul searching. This is 3 years later. This came out around December 2023. There is another one. Yeah. I think by the end of the 3rd year, that's the next year, there will be another one. Still,
your marriage and finance.
What we are discussing here.
But the ideas, my ideas have taken some of yours.
Yeah, it is good. I would say how to amalgamate, how to integrate your ideas. Yeah, I'm also into the process of research, collecting information about this. So when I will watch this podcast, I will say and note it down, which are the areas I need to research, read, and how would I need to approach it. Yes. Thank you so much for this actually wonderful show. It is actually long overdue. I remember you started looking for me a year ago.
Yes. Yeah. When I read the book first.
Hey, and that is good.
Thank you.
And you are the first to say that this is one of the best books. There's somebody actually who said, and actually I've written it as one of the, whatever, if I can read verbatim.
Yes.
There are many who have actually recommended. Yeah. There is one who have said that Mastering Your Money is a good read. The best, most realistic manual about money IQ you will get. A Kenyan book by a Kenyan author to the Kenyan person. A Kenyan book by a Kenyan author to the Kenyan person. Hashtag made in Kenya. That is by Philip Karanja, founder of YouTube channel, Becoming CEO of Your Life. And there are many more.
That's Director Phil.
Yes.
And I believe wadau wanajua, I've mentioned this book in our episodes, maybe 1 or 2 kupitia, and I've quoted something hapa na pale. So ni vile labda naweza kumbuka, naweza sahau which episode that actually is, but I'm sure the people who follow Kindi wanaweza kuwa wanajua ni gani. And also, I think outside this setting, I'll probably remember which book that is. So asante sana pia for making time for us. There's so much, najua. There's so much we could have gone into.
Yes.
Na najua if I ask another question, we'll go on and on. Because I've always struggled with defining frugality. Kwanza sahi, there's something you said, offset, which I relate with. Cash is dangerous. That if you just have money for bank,
yes,
no matter who you are,
yes,
for the most part, it is dangerous.
Yes. Money is no respect of persons. Money is no respect of persons, no matter what level you are. This is even a basic rule, an unwritten rule that if you don't handle or treat money with respect, it will equally won't treat you or handle you with respect. In other words, money is a faithful servant, but a bad master. Money is a faithful servant, but a bad master. How? Money, there are things that money can do, and there are things that money cannot do. Money, we used to pay bills, buy rent, run recurrent expenses, pay fees, and so on. As a faithful servant, it does that quite well. But money cannot buy love. Money cannot build a home which is on quicksand, that does not have the right foundations. It is a bad master when you let it rule you, govern you, direct you. There are some people who say you can know when they have money and when they don't. Because when they have money, like now they have earned this at the beginning of the month, if they have a car, they would have to drive to their work and home. But when the month progresses to the end, the car is left at home. You wouldn't know. Even from the spending patterns. That means money is the driver, is a bad master. So when you have studied the basics, when you get a windfall, when you get an opportunity, you need to know where to direct this money to. Money works well when it is put into an established system.
That's powerful.
Money works well when it is put into an established system. That when you have money lying idle in the bank, that is not a system. That money, your mind, as you said, we are wired, actually conditioned to spend from childhood. That one you don't need to go to any school. But to know how to save and invest, you have to be intentional and purposive. You have to teach yourself through the art school of life and enroll and invest and spend money to attend seminars, workshops, have personal financial coaches for you to make it. So it's no respect of persons. So it does to work with the system. Cash, we say cash flow is king, like in cash that is idle in the bank, it can make you spend recklessly. We are Kenyans and Kenya is our business. Social capital, social capital. The black tax.
Kwanza unajua ukisema cash is king, that's actually...
Cash flow is king. I'm saying cash flow. That's the money coming in and out.
But some people say cash is king and it's redefined what you've said. It's a bad master. A king is also a master, right?
Yes.
And there's also a beautiful pun ukisema, when someone earns money and that's when they've been paid, you take your car to work. When the money diminishes, unaiweka kwa nyumba, alafu ukasema, that means money is the driver.
Yes.
That's a beautiful pun.
Yes.
For those people.
But if this money is invested well and you have many streams of income,
yes,
you are able to fill the car throughout the month. That's now money. You have money working hard for you. There's a quote that it's generated a debate in my WhatsApp group, Mastering Your Money, where Warren Buffett says, if you can't make money while sleeping, you will definitely work until you die. If you cannot make money while you are sleeping, you will actually definitely work for it until you die. And somebody said that, does it mean I will start now? When I'm going to bed and I will dream about money. It's not about dreaming about money. It's about knowing where to invest your money so that when you go to sleep, you are comfortably sleeping as the money is working because of the passive income ventures. Like if you put money in real estate, it's earning rental income. You put money, let's say in government service, earning income, in a unit trust, maybe in stocks that are earning dividends. There is even the cryptos and many others. You have some agribusiness and so on. Although some require the hands-on skills to run them fast before you start breaking even. So we need to start learning to make money while sleeping. That is by learning how to make income streams, passive income streams, so that we can sleep comfortably. Sleep even inakataa, inajua hakuna pesa na unaamka usiku hakuna hata usingizi. Kuna fees, like now tumetuma watoto shuleni hivi karibuni. Most parents are spending sleepless nights because of the fees, the demands and so on. They are overboard.
Thank you, Chacha. That's
yes,
very
we
well
can
explained.
talk and
talk. we can. And actually this, I think, I'll throw it to Wadau, watuambie, if there is something, sana, I am sure, hapo kwa marriage and finance, tumeacha a lot of things hanging.
Yes.
But I believe in my submissions. So
Yeah.
now, but you've also explained very well.
Yes.
The role of a man has not changed. And I subscribe to that.
And the women want the men to perform their roles. But when men demand for the same from them, it's a different story. It's a different story. And we need to rewrite the rules anyway. Traditionally, women were not working. They were only working in the shamba and whatnot. Now they are earning.
Okay.
So the rules need to be rewritten.
Okay.
I don't know who will do this, but I submit.
Sawa. So that's very well explained. I believe there's a way for people to reach you because I believe you do consultancy, right?
Yes, yes.
So our director, Wiki, has made sure that there are contacts running on your screen right now on how you can reach Mwalimu Chacha Nyaigoti Bichang'a. Asante sana for making time for us.
Thank you so much. It's as if we have just scratched the surface, but better a morsel than actually a full.
Yes, na tumeongea almost 2 hours.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there is a lot, and I like the way it is coming naturally.
Thank you.
Nothing prepared.
Thank you.
And I think from the audience, I think there would be some conversations going on about it.
You feel like it's nothing prepared, the scripted version.
No, it's okay. There's nothing scripted. I'm saying it comes out naturally.
Exactly.
And we are not in a traditional classroom.
That's how we
whereby
learn it.
you are doing, you must teach this like the way teachers do.
Yes.
You know, these are different area of life.
Naona uko na notes kwa sababu we have
This,
we have a syllabus.
yes, I thought you were following the talking points, but I've
Back to
realized
back.
now. Yeah.
Ah.
Yes.
So unajua, I can't, when you say something interesting,
You know,
have to
being a
follow
teacher,
it.
you know, a teacher has always to be prepared, and a teacher without notes, then that teacher is unprepared.
Our kind of preparation is, I know what you know, which is mostly here.
Yeah, actually, and that is the beauty of it.
Yes. So I know what you know, and I also believe as the captain for good vibes, as the chosen representative for the
But
people.
using Johari's window, there is something you don't know that you think you know about me.
Exactly.
And there is something I don't know about you that you know about me.
So now I'm charged with finding out.
Yes.
That's why I'm very keen. Ukisema
And
kitu,
what is unknown to us all.
tunaifuata. Yes, tunaifuata mpaka mwisho.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Very interesting.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Yeah.